Hey beauties, I'm Meghan Norean, your resident womb witch and cyclical guide. I invite you on a journey with me through the landscape of cycle awareness, social justice, and spirituality as we follow the embodied path of womb, earth, and moon. Welcome to Lunarscape. Thank you all for joining me here today on Lunarscape. I am really excited to be making this podcast and journeying along together with you. I wanted to share here today what my intention is for making this podcast so that you know what to expect from future episodes to come. So, the core element of Lunarscape is cycle awareness. So, what is cycle awareness? We will look at it in many different ways, many different angles we will be seeing. The main idea is learning how to live a cyclical life that is in sync with the rhythms of the womb, the menstrual cycle, with the rhythms of the earth and the seasons, the rhythms of the moon and its phases. And then taking that awareness and using it to see that cycle of life, death, and rebirth that is throughout our life and throughout the world around us. I will also be bringing in elements of social justice and spirituality and looking at where those intersect with cycle awareness so that we can begin to unlearn some of those structures we have learned from the linear framework that white supremacy and patriarchy hold as standard, and moving into that cyclical way of living that is one with our body and one with the earth. One of my core values is authenticity. So, this podcast is probably going to be quite raw with minimal to no editing. I want to keep it just really simple as a way to build trust and community with you all. And another core value I have is community. So you will hear me talk a lot about that because I have really found in my life that it's always better to be together. And the solo road is can be a very difficult road, and I hope that through these conversations that we get to know one another better and grow in that understanding of community care with one another. As far as the actual episodes of this podcast, at the beginning of each episode, I am going to be doing my own cycle awareness practice. So I will be sharing with you what day I am in my menstrual cycle and just generally how I'm feeling physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, whatever comes up for that. So you'll get to witness my cycle awareness practice, and I think it'll be interesting to see how the way I articulate or the way my voice changes throughout my cycle depending on what day I am on. Another thing I will be bringing into the episodes is news clips, maybe one or two an episode, and taking a piece of news that is happening around the world and looking at it through the lens of cycle awareness. So, how can we begin to reframe these stories that we are reading with an understanding of that greater connection to our bodies, the earth, and that cycle of life, death, and rebirth? Then I will move into the main topic of the podcast. I'm going to start this podcast as a solo journey. I am open to it being conversational with having guests come on, but for now, I'm going to start off solo, and so I will pick a topic for each episode and share with you something in the world of cycle awareness. So the topics may range from sustainable menstrual products to the pagan wheel of the year to racism in gynecological practices and everywhere in between. I will also probably share some bonus episodes here and there that will be a bit more magical in their essence, whether it is an embodied meditation or a movement practice or a tarot card reading. So stay tuned for all of that. The last thing I want to share is that I do not know it all. These topics that I will be bringing to you, while I will do research on the topics and I will share with you all of my knowledge and wisdom that I have gained, there are still going to be things that I don't know about it, and there are still going to be ways in which I may make mistakes or say the wrong thing. And I am just like you. I am in the process of unlearning a lot of things I was taught growing up, and will do my best to be as honest and truthful and as authentic as I can be, but just want to recognize that I do not know it all. And I honor the wisdom and the knowledge that you all have, which is why I am inviting you all to join me in community so that we can share our knowledge with one another and go through that process of unlearning and learning together. And you can do that by joining me on Instagram and on the community page of my website, meghannorean.com. And I just really look forward to getting to know you and journeying along together here on Lunarscape.